Why should you study landscape architecture in 2024? Well, I've compiled and broken down everything you need to know about landscape architecture into 10 things that really define the space and make it one of the most interesting fields you can study in 2024. So let's get started with number 1, creativity. If you're somebody who loves to be creative and loves the idea of being able to express yourself through your creative outlooks, then look no further than this field. Because this field is all about expression. You will have endless opportunities to express yourself through designing outdoor spaces, incorporating art, and curating aesthetics and functionality to the field. So if you're worried about having an office job where you're just gonna be crunching numbers all day and sort of become robotic in a sense, then don't worry about landscape architecture because it's never going to be that, even at the highest level professionally. Number 2 is versatility. Now, landscape architecture is incredibly diverse in terms of workplace opportunities. And that's because with a degree in landscape architecture, there are just so many different directions you can go with it. And this is partly because there are just so many different types of architecture that you can do within our field. So you could go into the public or private sector, you can go into environmental and conservation, you can go into academia and research, consulting, and many more. So what this will allow us to do is it'll allow us to have a lot of flexibility within our field and within our degree, so that way we can try out different things and not have to go back to school to learn this or go back to do that, which is very common nowadays when you go to school for a single major. And speaking of flexibility, at number 3 is entrepreneurial opportunities. Now, I'm not saying if you go into landscape architecture, you're gonna become the 2000 startup guy that everyone knows about, but landscape architecture in essence has a very large skill set and knowledge base, which means that it's gonna inherently create many different opportunities that you can go down your own road with and inherently have a lot of opportunity to do your own thing within the space. And this is quite common, in fact, many landscape architects will go on to start their own businesses and kind of do their own practice or do a research or go in a direction that they're interested in. So if you like the idea of having your own business someday or like the idea of having your own independence on what you work on within the field that you like, this is going to be a great option for you. And if we keep on the theme of skills and education, number 4 is endless learning opportunities. Landscape architecture is a dynamic field that is ever evolving, which means you will really never get bored of it because you're always going to have to implement new things as this field is growing and developing, and as we are learning new things like technology and other advancements within the space. And much like a landscape that is ever evolving, our field and knowledge base is so diverse and evolving as well that there's always just going to be something that we can be adding to our toolbox, even professionally. And even though this might not sound appealing to you teenagers out there, once you get into the real world and have to work 40 hours a week, it can become incredibly monotonous and boring and almost life soul-sucking. So to avoid that, you really want to find a field or something that you like that's going to challenge you over and over again to be learning new things about it, which will keep you invested and make that work week much more enjoyable. And that is something that I love the most about this field and is why I strongly encourage you, if you're someone who gets bored or wants to do something differently very often, that this field might be perfect for you. And on that note of stimulation, number 5 is personal fulfillment. Nowadays, in modern work culture, it can be really easy to feel like more than ever that you are just a number in the machine and you're just kind of there because you have to be. And landscape architecture is definitely not that. And this is because landscape architecture is such a close and hands-on experience. Because over the course of your professional life, you're gonna see countless ideas and creations that you've had over the course of your life be real places and be able to go and see how things are working there and how people are interacting with them. There really is no better feeling when you're finally going to your site during construction, and especially after it's built, and seeing how people react to it and how the impact is on that community or that person or that residence that you've made an impact on. They are really tangible things that you can connect to and have a reason to go there for. Much like if you were to go down a trade route and you build a house, and every day you can look back as you're building it and see the progress that you're making, which is very unique for an office setting. So I really highly encourage you to study landscape architecture if you're worried about repetitiveness and not seeing yourself kind of grow within that space. And landscape architecture isn't about personal impact as well. At number 6, it's also about social impact. And that's because landscape architecture is as much about creativity as it is about understanding people, cultures, and the environment, which will allow you to have many opportunities to fix and address many social and other issues that we have going on today in the world. Because through our creativity and skill sets that we have unique opportunities to create kind of real change through design intervention and community development, which actually puts us as designers at the forefront of really improving the livelihood of societies and really creating systemic change. And one of the ways we do this is through number 7, community engagement. Because if you like the idea of working with communities and sitting down with a group of people to get a common goal achieved, then this is going to be really great for you. Because we as designers do a ton of that, and we sit down all the time with communities or personal people to really meet their needs and aspirations, which in my opinion is a really awesome side of landscape architecture, especially coming from my background in public work. To me, there really just is something amazing about being able to sit down with a large community and work together and really achieve something over the course of 5 to 10 years that's really going to create long-lasting change in their communities. And whether it's through your use of transportation, creating a new park, or creating a new area for people to come and gather, they're all things that are going to add up over the course of your life and really make a long-lasting impact on yourself and on the people that you're helping. Now, of course, that's just one aspect of landscape architecture, which leads me to my point of emphasis on number 8, design variability. One of the great things that I think you're picking up on is overall versatility in the space. And this happens at the design level as well, with being able to work on many different scales of projects. Because depending on your interests, you could help a single person or a family on improving their immediate surroundings, or you could go in the other direction where you work at a really large scale and you're really helping out a larger kind of community and potentially millions of people. So by that definition, landscape architecture will really allow you to kind of hone in on what you're interested in and be able to go down that path specifically. And then even if you didn't like that, you could go back to a different scale because we're taught in a way to have knowledge of all scales. This is just another one of my favorite things about the field, and it just creates so many layers of design and opportunities within the space to keep interested and to try new things. All right, next at number 9 is environmental impact. Now, maybe you're interested in landscape architecture for reasons outside of people or places, and maybe your interests are in the environment. And that is another great place for us as well. Because as landscape architects, we contribute and play a really crucial role in sustainable practice, conservation, restoration, biodiversity enhancement, and many other things as well. And this is an aspect of the field that is still kind of being built up a lot more. It's talked about very loosely in our field, and we really need people who are really interested in it to join and really build up that side of our space. So if you do have an interest in that side, I highly recommend you to do it. All the infrastructure is there for your taking. We just have to kind of start it and build it up and evolve as we've been evolving with everything else. Which will lead to the last point, number 10, growth opportunities. Landscape architecture is a field that is still very much on the rise, and it's becoming more and more important to the global world every single year. It has most recently become a STEM designated program, which is huge for the field in terms of education level and funding. And it's also got a lot of recognition lately on a national and international level, which really heightens the sense and importance within our field. And despite all of those really good news and projections about our future, it's still a very, very, very small field, which leaves a lot to be desired in terms of growth opportunity and will allow us, if you're interested, to really have your own space within it. So this is going to create a lot of opportunities, in my opinion, over the next 10, 20 years on being able to define your own space, head in different directions that we haven't head down before, and kind of create a place for you. So to summarize, becoming a landscape architect is going to offer you a rich and diverse set of opportunities to make positive impacts on the environment, communities, and the general population around the world. And all of this that we've talked about today comes from research on the field, talking with other people within the profession, and of course my own personal experience since I have joined this field in 2016. And since I had discovered it in 2016, I can wholeheartedly say that I can never imagine myself doing something else at this point in time, and I think that says a lot in today's day and age. So that said, if you want to dive a little bit deeper into landscape architecture, I have a bunch of videos that kind of talk about the pros and the cons and things you should know about it before you start. And also I have a bunch of videos that talk about the creative side and what it kind of looks like and the daily practices that we go through. So check out that if you're interested in my channel below. And if you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. It helps so much with the YouTube algorithm and really lets me know that this information was valuable to you. Also hit that subscribe button and ring the bell if you haven't. Only 18% of my audience right now is currently subscribed, so let's try to get that number a little bit better. Anyways, thanks for watching, and here are a few videos about landscape architecture that I think you'll find helpful next. Peace.